Good morning, Gamma 21. As you know, I am Dr. Nile, and I will be giving you your briefing for today. Today's SCP is SCP-7319. It falls under the updated classification system, with classification as follows. Level 2, Restricted. Containment Class, Safe. Disruption Class, Dark. Risk Class, Notice. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 are to be kept together in a low-security containment chamber located in Reliquary Site-39. Addendum, October 31st, 2022. SCP-7319-3 is to be stored in a standard non-hazardous anomalous document display in Reliquary Site-39. SCP-7319-3 is free to be studied by Site personnel. Description: SCP-7319 refers to two separate suits of armor, SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2, recovered near Bernau im Schwarzwald in what is currently Germany, approximately 20 kilometers from the German-Swiss border. The suits of armor were traced back to Burg Nanstein, a castle located approximately 250 kilometers north of the recovery location. Discovery: SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 were observed moving through the castle when put on display. The entities were noted to stop moving when they were relatively close to each other. The suits of armor were taken by the Foundation and brought to separate reliquary sites for investigation and to utilize the available chambers. Efforts to incapacitate SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 were discontinued when deemed unnecessary due to their inability to escape containment. SCP-7319-3 was discovered on September 25, 2022 in Burg Nanstein. The letter was initially overlooked as there was no initial connection to SCP-7319-1 or SCP-7319-2. A full report on the translation of SCP-7319-3 is provided below. Addendum, December 10, 2022. As part of a planned test, SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 will be brought into the same containment cell on January 27, 2023. SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 test on January 27, 2023. On January 27, 2023, SCP-7319-2 was transported from Reliquary Site-12 to Reliquary Site-39 to be placed in the same containment chamber as SCP-7319-1. During the transport, while SCP-7319-2 was restrained, SCP-7319-1 was reported to start moving in different directions corresponding to the location of the other entity while being transported. SCP-7319-1 was restrained as SCP-7319-2 was brought into the containment chamber. When both entities were released from their restraints, they began moving towards each other. SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 stopped their movements as they got within 2 meters of each other. Since the entities were still standing, the presiding team decided to attempt bringing them closer together. Though moving the entire suits of armor proved impossible, personnel were able to manipulate the entity's arms and hands into contact with the other. As the entity's hands touched, the heads moved to seemingly look at each other before they collapsed approximately 1 minute later. The team at Reliquary Site-39 has elected to keep SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 together in the cell at Reliquary Site-39. This was decided to mitigate damage to either entity and to keep their anomalous activity to a minimum. Note: SCP-7319-1 and SCP-7319-2 are not considered neutralized, as separation of the entities causes anomalous activity to return to the same level as before the entities met. Letter recovered at Burg Nanstein. Translation Report. Translation of SCP-7319-3. Translator: Dr. G. Maya, Department of Terralinguistics. Translation concluded on December 5, 2022. Extra info. SCP-7319 Tech-3 was recovered on October 25, 2022 from Bergnanstein, Germany. The letter is in better condition than scripts recovered from the same period. The letter dates back to the mid-1300s, placing it in the same period as SCP-7319 Tech-1 and SCP-7319 Tech-2. The writer of the letter is one Allard of Mannheim. The receiver remains unknown. SCP-7319 Tech-3 speaks of a pact between the two subjects in the letter seeking each other even past death. Contextual analysis of the contents of SCP-7319 Tech-3 implies the existence of a romantic affair. My dearest Angel, since the first time I saw you, I knew the purpose of the life set out for me was living for you. I truly believe this feeling has not been felt before, as I was completely unprepared for this. The days without you are the longest days of my life, while I also know this is the best way to remain in your good graces. The idea of you gets me through the days I'm away, and will never be able to forget the grace you exude at every moment I get to lay my eyes on you. You carry yourself with as much grace and beauty as the angel you were named for, and I wish you to understand this will for me is an eternal feeling. I wish you could actually be mine. I promise you, I will follow you beyond death. My love for you will certainly last long beyond the point my heart can beat for you. I do swear upon everything that is worldly and all that we can possibly imagine, that even beyond the point my heart will beat, I will look for you eternally, for I cannot rest my heart when I'm away from you. My life will eternally be in service to you. Allard of Mannheim. That concludes the documentation. Reliquary Site-39 has reached out to us to recover both SCP-7319 Tech-1 and 2. They were unclear on the nature of the containment breach, but I believe you will all get further details once on site. That being said, Acting Captain Lieutenant Peterson will be going over tactical. Feel free to come up and ask me questions if you have them, but if not, good luck and stay safe.